Hello, this is Warlord 12, and welcome to the channel. So this time around, instead of doing reactions, I'm trying to do something different. So this is gonna just be more like videos like this, I'm just giving my thoughts. So not just looking at a new trailer on the channel, but also, talking about this video is also for me to talk about what I think about the problems with Tekken 8 and what's the issue with it, things like that, just giving my thoughts on it.
Miary's, born with crimson eyes, as foretold by her renowned
So
fortune
I
grandmother,
do want to say what I've
developed
started to
a
see
fascination with light. Mimicking their movements and
with this
observing
character,
clashes with
right?
foes,
Or even
she naturally became
characters
interested
like
in
this
martial
in
arts
Clive, right?
and quickly advanced at an astonishing
People
pace.
basically don't like
Before
how
long, news of her
these
spread,
characters got
and
all these
skilled martial
crazy
artists from
abilities,
all
or I
over
should say
sought
these
to test
almost
their
these
skills
out of
against her.
proportion anime abilities and everything. People saying this guy is messing with Tekken, ruining Tekken, things like that. All I'm saying is, when it comes to the things that this new character can do, to me, it's more like it's kind of like a counter to characters like Jin and Kazuya with the Devil Gene and things like that. Interesting animation from this character. I've seen people say that she's kind of like Lucky Chloe. See, this character actually looks fun and looks like you can do a lot of things with this particular character. Now that wall attack, people don't like that. People are already complaining about it. As a matter of fact, I also remember people talking about how she would fit way better in Soul Calibur. See, I'm not just sitting here trying to complain about the way this character fights and how broken she is. One of the stances that I'm on for this is that, if she's gonna be this broken, right, you might as well let, you know, Lily use her broken moves. Some of the stuff that Bandai removed from the game, they patched out because of they didn't like how people and high level players in tournaments were using Lily. And I'm just like, well, if you're gonna have a broken characters like this, you might as well let uh, other players use Lily the way she was being used. You know what I'm saying? I like her snake animations and things like that. I definitely like her, how should I say, her pole arm dancing style. I will say, with that, animations look really nice. But this is what I was talking about, these abilities, right? Even with Zafina, to me, characters that have these, I guess I would say, almost like Devil May Cry 4, moves or animations and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or they're like this JoJo Bizarre Adventure, stand moves and stuff. This is why I feel like the only reason why it even fits in Tekken is just so some of these characters can be on par with Jin or Kazuya. I'm liking the ultimate. See, I like Mary Zoe, I like this character, but obviously, I do need to say that this character and the new Armor King, and I do need to talk about Armor King, but I'll get to that. But these characters are not going to save Tekken 8. And that's because the way Bandai has been running things with their company. You know what I'm saying? Is Bandai just makes it easy for, people to just not like this game. You know what I'm saying? I know some people be like, oh, you just like, what, Tekken 7? I will say I like Tekken 7, but I also like Tekken 6, Tekken 5, and Tekken 4 the most. I'll say that much, right? Okay, so I also have like the King trailer. I've already seen some parts of the trailer for Armor King, but it's fine. I think there's some stuff I didn't see, so that's good. I didn't want to spoil myself when watching it. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and say right off the bat what I think about King and the problem with King. So, to me, King is literally a cheap character. You know what I'm saying? Like Armor King, like King and Armor King, they're just like these broken, just grapple character. I don't mind grappling, but it's to a point. People like that's the best way to put it. It's just grapple cheese or king cheese. People literally just cheese all day using this character to get through the ranks and stuff like that. And I know some people are gonna say like, oh, you're just complaining about being a bad player. You're not looking at the animations and all this other nonsense. It's like, listen. As far as the way King is and how broken he is and how Bandai won't fix that problem, as far as balancing, right? Give all this favoritism towards the character. I will say this much. You know what I'm saying? Because if I need to beat another King player, I'll just use King. So when we talk about skill issues and all that stuff, you talk about skill issues and everything, but yet but that doesn't stop these people from just spamming grapples all day. That doesn't stop how some of these uh, King players will just do that all day. You know what I'm saying? Look, I said I'm just gonna call it out. But see, what I'm saying is, for people like me, right? There are others that will probably more than likely do the same thing that I would do. Is, oh, all you're using King, I'll just use King as well to counter your grappling. That's how I would do it. Or, you know what I'm saying? Now, when we talk about these animations and stuff, it's like, dude, it's a video game online that you're trying to play people on. So, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get all these different stutters and everything. You're going to get all this lag, and you expect us to pay attention to these ridiculous animations when it comes to lag? Like, who has time for that? Nobody's going to waste their time on stuff like that. I do also want to say I do like some of the moves that King is doing with the fire breathing and stuff like that, and the grappling. I'll say that much that I do like that, right? I like some of his animations, but what I'm saying as a whole as well though, it's kind of like, yeah, you expect this game to come back when Bandai allows characters like this to be as broken as they are, right? You know what I'm saying? You've got way too many things that makes people not want to buy this game. Now, I could sit here and like, oh yeah, I'll buy the DLC and like play the game offline, whatever, because I'm not gonna waste my time with pluggers and things like that. I'm not gonna waste my time with all these cheaters. You know what I'm saying? But yes, I had to call out that main issue with like the King player stuff, and I understand. Yes, there are some good King players and things like that, but for the majority, it's just a bunch of cheap shots overall. And I said some good King players are more than likely going to spam grapple buttons just to win. You know what I'm saying? Some of the time, or maybe they do it on accident, or you know what I'm saying? It's one of those reactive instinct type of things. But like I said, you know what I'm saying? If I have to fight a King player, like, oh, I'll just use King too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I'll grapple you too. You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, people can make up all the excuses they want to about this character when it comes to Tekken, right? But just like me and other people, we're gonna call it out. It's just like there's no, cause like it's just like, come on now, like we're really gonna sit here and keep defending this. Bandai tried to make this game for casuals, and it backfired. They tried to do all this easy button stuff and it backfired, right? See, with Bloody Roar, when it comes to like, the mechanics that they used for that game, it works for players who are new and and those who are seasoned players. You know what I'm saying? The mechanics, they just work. Bandai hasn't cracked the code yet for this stuff. This game should have been fixed day one. You took away modding. We should have been had characters for the main roster that people actually wanted and wanted to play as. You wouldn't fix the problem with the pluggers. You tricked your customers with that bootleg fighter pass or battle pass from Fortnite. You kept being greedy with the prices for when it comes to like the DLC costumes and outfits and stuff. You wouldn't let people play the Tekken music that's inside the video game when live streaming. So look, it's just like you have all these different things for why you have all these easy reasons for why people don't want to buy your game or play your game, why people are leaving. Like I said, it's like, to me, it's more like there's a good amount of people on there that are just gonna play offline, obviously. And by the way, this isn't crying or whining. This is just me explaining what the problem is with Tekken 8 and the issues and the problem with Bandai as a whole. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting here explaining this stuff. That's it. Because I already found my solution to the problem and issue. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing I want to talk about, as far as like the King animations, and people keep on saying and bringing up, like, oh, you just don't know how to get out of the grab animations. Oh, you don't know how to look at the animation. And that's the thing. Some of us will just find our own ways to get out of those animations without wasting our time looking at an animation or, you know what I'm saying, trying to completely figure out, oh, how to break out of it. It's just, you know what I'm saying, as gamers and stuff like that, we just find our own ways to, stop something or to punish something. That's all I'm saying, right? But, you know what I'm saying, you can keep bringing up that excuse that, look at the animations, like, dude, no one's gonna waste their time with that. Realistically, no one's gonna do that.